is SportsCenter.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special edition of SportsCenter. I'm Jack Lawson.
And I'm Diane Chambers.
And we're here to bring you all the insight and information you need regarding the upcoming Blizzard Bowl, football's most exciting rivalry between the Guinea Pig Fabios and the Zeke shall inherit the earth.
One of these teams is going to lay the smackdown on the other and emerge the true king of the North, while the other goes to the wall to live out the rest of their days with the Night's Watch.
A Game of Thrones reference. How contemporary. Yes, indeed, this weekend's match will determine who reigns supreme in a land that's cold and barren, much like you, Diane.
The Guinea Pig Fabios are definitely coming in from a position of strength. With a healthy blend of youth and experience and plenty of cap space for mid-season moves, the Fabios are a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. The Fabios have put together a stellar roster. We've got Blake Bortles with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Can he be a franchise quarterback? The Fabios are betting a cool $36 over 5 years that he can, but if it doesn't work out, Eli Manning is a more than serviceable backup.
The quarterback is definitely a strength for the Fabios, but the wide receiver is where this team really shines, and it all hinges on two players, DeAndre Hopkins, a rising star in Houston, and Allen Robinson, a man that catches footballs more easily than you caught syphilis, Jack.
To go along with these young studs, Larry Fitzgerald is looking to prove he still has what it takes to play pro ball. The Fabios are definitely going to be leaning on him following their trade of Julio Jones to the Jedi Squirrels in exchange for Dynamo running back Mark Ingram of the New Orleans Saints. Alongside veteran runner Frank Gore, these backs still have more tread on their tires than Diane, our town bike.
The Zeke shall inherit the earth is a different story, however. Their team has an injury history more sordid than Jack's love of ladyboys. Just take a look at these players, all far too risky to rely on.
Aaron Rodgers, veteran quarterback ace. You know another good word for veteran, Diane?
What's that, Jack?
Old and withered, like your nether regions. Much like Rodgers, this entire team is made of glass. Just look at the evidence. Deshaun Jackson, Duke Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott.
$60 sounds like a lot for a running back that might spend half the year on the bench. It's not nearly enough to be sure that the prostitute you're hiring doesn't have crabs. Right, Jack?
Right, Diane. Then we've got Julius Thomas and good old glass-legged Sammy Watkins. Finally, TJ Yeldon. Which reminds me, you weren't complaining about crabs when you were Yeldon my name last night, Diane.
Gag me with a rusty spork, Jack. Now we take you live to a press conference where Guinea Pig Fabio manager Vince Lanzoni is going to take questions regarding this important week. Afterward, I'll ask some questions of my own, like, how did my lawyer draft such a shitty prenup?
Did you hear that the legendary manager of Guinea Pig Fabios is going to be here?
I heard he was distributing Viagra.
No, really? Oh, shh.
Settle down. Thank you all for coming this morning. As you all know, the 2016 season of football is about to be upon us. And this coming Sunday, the Guinea Pig Fabios are looking forward to their rivalry game with the Zeke shall inherit the earth. I'll take your questions now.
Vince!
Mr. Lanzoni!
Aside from having an unreasonably long team name, what do you perceive as the biggest weakness for the Zeke? And how will the Fabios capitalize on it?
Excellent question. Well, drafting running backs for $60 that instantly get injured is not typically a sign of great management. Moreover, we have heard that the general management smells weird. We are attempting to energize our fan base around this fact with a Twitter campaign that we're hoping will demoralize their starting roster.
Vince,
Mr.
over
Lanzoni!
here.
In the back.
What are your opinions on naming a team after an unproven rookie who might not be on the squad in a year or two?
Well, the Guinea Pig Fabios believe that a dynasty team's name should stand the test of time, given that in theory this league is going to be around forever. But in this case, we're actually in favor of it. We don't expect the Zeke shall inherit the earth to last any longer than Fox's contract with Firefly.
Vince!
Yes.
Over here!
With running backs like Johnson and Woodhead, do you feel the Zeke are a very phallic running back team? And is there any truth to the rumors that you've contracted Reggie Bush to combat that?
We did reach out to Reggie Bush, but his manager just wouldn't give us an opening.
Mr.
Vince!
Zamboni,
Vince!
do you expect Sammy Watkins to finish the game against you?
We are afraid of the possibility that Sammy Watkins does play an entire game. To combat this, we've actually employed several opera singers who will be belting at various frequencies that we hope one of them will be appropriate for shattering his legs.
Mr. Lanzoni!
Yes, over there.
We've recently heard members of the Zeke discuss how badly they are going to stomp you to the grave. One anonymous source even mentioned a teabagging over your team's fallen corpse. Any comments?
Well, we had heard these comments during training camp, and we did have to have a bit of a laugh at it. It seems that the Zeke missed the memo. We actually employed the undead on our team. I mean, just take a look at Frank Gore, for example.
Mr.
Mr.
Lanzoni,
Zamboni!
Back there.
big trade involving Julio and Mark Ingram. Did you make this trade because all of your running backs together cost less than one Ezekiel Elliott?
Admittedly, that was a consideration. We also investigated dropping $60 on Trent Richardson, because even that would have been better than having a hamstring injury sit on your bench. But in the end, Mark Ingram and a shitload of cap space just felt like the way to go.
Over here!
It's Vince.
Yes, Mark from the Washington Post. I have to ask you this question. With old men like Frank Gore, Larry Fitzgerald, and Eli Manning on the team, what do you think of reports that Viagra will be the next banned substance by the NFL?
All we know is if Viagra is banned from football, the Zeke are going to need a new manager.
Are you suggesting the Zeke GM is using and distributing Viagra to his players?
Hey, let's just say, without Viagra, the Zeke is not going to be stiff competition. No more questions.
Mr. Lanzoni.
One more over here, sir.
And there you have it, folks. Straight from the man's mouth himself, Vince Lanzoni putting big money on the Guinea Pig Fabios to go all the way this year, but more importantly, to utterly crush and demoralize the Zeke shall inherit the earth. We'll have to stay tuned until this Sunday to find out how this all shakes down, but you can bet your britches that the Zeke are going to go home crying.